PlayStation VR 2 is supposed to be debuting here next year in 2023, early 2023, given some reports, and given those initial reports that they were supposed to drop it here later in 2022, even though it's not set in stone, it's probably not going to happen. Let's keep it real. It's already halfway through the year, and PSVR 2 is probably dropping next year, but we did get, in spite of things that we don't have already, which are, of course, that release date, which, of course, are the pricing points, which we do have some stuff to talk about involving that pricing scheme for PSVR 2. We do at least have some official new details from the PlayStation blog that were given to us last week, but didn't get to cover it, so now I'm going to cover it today here for you guys. What is going on, guys? It is your boy, TKD123 here, back in PlayStation Source. Let's go over some PSVR 2 stuff. Links below in the description to the official PlayStation blog where we have PSVR 2 details, as well as a tweet that I'll cover later on in the video. But going here, let's start here from the top. We have things here coming to the VR 2 unit involving, of course, the DualSense controllers that we have talked about here before on the channel. But we do have this new feature here called See-Through View. With PSVR 2, you can see your surroundings while wearing the headset with our new See-Through feature. It comes in handy when you want to easily check where PSVR 2 sense controllers are in your room without taking the headset off. Thanks to PSVR 2's embedded front cameras, users can press the function button on the headset or use the card in the control center to switch between viewing your surroundings or viewing the content on PSVR 2. The card in the control center also gives you quick access to the other PSVR 2 settings, such as adjusting your play area, which more on play area in a few moments here in the video, but really cool feature. In case you need to go pick up the phone or grab a drink or something, you can go into See-Through View and be able to see your surroundings right there via that camera that is on the front of the PSVR 2 headset. And the blog does confirm that See-Through View is just for viewing, no recording option, and that's because you can broadcast yourself while playing PlayStation VR 2 this time with PSVR 2. A new broadcast feature for PSVR 2 allows you to film yourself while playing by connecting a PS5 HD camera to the console. It's a great way to show your movements and reactions during a boss battle and share your reactions with fellow gamers as it happens. For me, I think, listen, this broadcast mode is going to be great for streaming horror games, right? Like when you're playing Resident Evil Village or another Resident Evil game or another horror game in VR, and to be able to get your exact reaction to certain things from a physical bias standpoint and the gameplay right there. And I hope that it's able to also chroma key out the backgrounds like how it is here in the screenshot. I hope that ends up being the case. I'm pretty sure that's true. Like, I feel like they wouldn't show that if it wasn't true, but really cool stuff there with that broadcast feature for PSVR 2. I'm sure a lot of the horror fans will definitely be into that. And they did cite things like the play area, being able to customize that on the control center cards. Let's go over what that exactly is here with customized play area. The play area for PSVR 2 can be customized by using the PSVR 2 sense controllers and the embedded cameras. The cameras will allow you to scan the room, while the PSVR 2 sense controllers allow you to expand and further customize the play area to fit your playstyle and room environment. While playing, if you get close to the boundary you have set up, you will receive a warning that you are closely approaching the play area boundary. You can modify your settings at any time while PSVR 2 is connected. Once you set up your play area, the settings will be saved unless you move into a different play area. Really cool stuff here, how you're going to be able to, not only be aware of your surroundings when you're in game and stuff like that, you're able to also customize that as well. And so really cool stuff here. It's going to, I assume, limit the unnecessary things of knocking over something in VR when you're not paying attention, or not even not paying attention when you're actually in the game itself and you can't see the outside world at that current point. Really cool stuff there that is going to give you warnings and all that to make sure that you are able to stay in that play area and not hurt, your cat, your dog, I don't know, your table, who knows. Also, side thing here, by the way they showed, the actual like VR unit scanning the play area and stuff like that, or it was doing some sort of animation, kind of looks like the way Aloy, does her like, synchronization thing when she goes to a tonic. She's able to get more of the map data and everything, and it just looked to have that same like holographic triangle type of design to it. I just thought that was was really cool how like, hey, you know, why not have PlayStation VR have things that are very similar to like Horizon franchise aesthetic and everything. Really cool stuff there. Just figured I'd throw that in there. And lastly here, they have things here involving the VR mode and cinematic mode for the PSVR 2. In VR mode, players can enjoy VR game content in 360 view in a virtual environment. Content will be displayed in 4000 by 2040 HDR video format or 2000 by 2040 per eye with 90 Hz and 120 Hz frame rate. We already knew those before, but really cool to get those reiterated. In cinematic mode though, players can view the PS5 system and UI and all non-VR games and media content on a virtual cinema screen. Content in cinematic mode will be displayed in 1920 by 1080p HDR video format with 24, 60, and also 120 Hz frame rate options. And so, you know, that's cool, right? That's cool. But you know, now that we have 1440p output and this new update that's coming out here in a few months time that is in beta right now, by the way, link to that video, I'll put it up here in the card, but then go check out that update video that we did involving that new beta update for PS5 that brings 1440p support. I was hoping that we'll be able to at least, you know, see content in 1440p and not 1080p, and even without that update, right, like that's just for HDMI out, and so you're not using HDMI out necessarily when you have the headset on, because the headset panel itself supports you know, 1440p, right, given the pixel counts and everything. So I was hoping that that'd be the case, but hey, you know what, 1080p, you know, I would like to see that bumped. Honestly, I would like to see that bumped, but you know, pretty cool right there. If I ever get a VR2, not sure if I'd ever use that because I have a 4K display here, so why wouldn't I just watch it and play stuff in 4K and everything? But really cool stuff there if you don't have a 1080p monitor, I don't know, and you just want to keep the VR headset on, who knows. Cool for someone, I guess. And they say here that developers are going to be getting a new, you know, software update for PSVR 2 development here shortly, and they say that they have plenty of things to share and to, you know, lay out details for us. Hopefully the price, hopefully they'll release it here pretty soon as well, and that will all be coming in due time. And they do cite additional game content as well for the platform, so hope that we get, you know, a nice look at that day one, you know, rollout of games and everything. That'd be really cool to have here sooner than later. Now, while we're still waiting on, you know, the day one rollout of games, the price, the release date, all these crucial things, we do at least have some really cool stuff in this new PS5 update that you know, does confirm some verbiage of PSVR 2, and that it is coming here shortly. That is coming here from a communication method here in the accessories menu of PS5 on this new beta. It says here, and I quote, "You can choose whether the controller communicates with your PlayStation 5 using Bluetooth or the USB cable. For DualShock 4 controllers and PSVR 2 Sense controllers," there we go, "Bluetooth is used regardless of this setting." And so there we go, we have some PSVR 2 verbiage and, you know, documentation here in the official PS5 updates here, involving of course the beta software, which is not the full you know, 1.0 version of this software, but really cool to see that that is starting to leak in there, and I'm sure there will be more and more to come as these updates roll out for PS5. And the last thing here I want to talk about here is a big thing involving of course the price that we talked about here, right, and that launch date, right? Like we do have some speculation here. Once again, link below in the description to Tidux's tweet here. The homie Tidux, big fan of him, much love to his tweets and all that. He tweeted this out last week. Tidux says, and I quote, "What I'm hearing right now, PSVR 2 late February, early March, $399 headset, $499 with Sense controllers." Now that seems like, okay, that seems pretty, you know, overall with the timing and everything, that seems very much plausible, and that seems like that'd be something that would be the actual release date for PSVR 2. My only thing is that I tried to look up and down, left and right for this article, right, but I was certain that there was some sort of verbiage or some sort of article that came out that was saying that they weren't going to have a SKU of PSVR 2 without the controllers. Maybe I had a crazy dream of that, maybe I just imagined that, I don't know, but I could have sworn that there wasn't going to be a SKU of PSVR 2 that would not have those Sense controllers because of how integral those Sense controllers are, and you know, how those are the only controllers that you would use for PSVR 2. Granted, it's not been confirmed that you can use the move wands from 2010, but I'd be pretty I'd be pretty shocked if you could use move wands from 2010 that have a completely different tracking system to interface with the PSVR 2. I feel like that's not the case, but you know, with them highlighting things like VR mode and cinematic mode and all that, are you going to be able to just use your DualSense for VR. Like, I mean, like, I guess that's something that's not crazy. You could use it with the PSVR. Like, you can just use your DualShock 4 and just have a fun time in VR, right? Like, there are plenty of games that didn't use the Move ones. So maybe that's where I'm getting tripped up. I just assume that you need the Sense controllers to be able to use PSVR 2. Maybe not. Maybe you can just buy the headset if you want and buy the controllers later. Who knows? But, you know, involving the price, right? $399, $499, that did seem a little bit on the high end, but given all of that, you know, you're getting here with this headset, it's probably a very comparable price to a lot of other things on the market. And also, it might be able to fall in line or be a better deal given this new MetaQuest 2 stuff. If you guys didn't know about that, they are raising their prices. And so here we have here on the screenshot here, starting in August, MetaQuest 2 will cost $399 and $499 USD for the 128 and 256 gigabyte versions respectively. So I'm not sure, you know, the stats between those two. I know that the MetaQuest 2 is something that you can just have and that's your only unit. You don't need necessarily like a PC or a PS5, for example, for PSVR 2's case to be able to work, right? So there is that benefit, but hey, to be able to at least fall in line and be the same price point as there and not be a price point that's more than the MetaQuest 2, that is going to give them some leverage and is going to be able to definitely give them a little bit of a good opportunity to be able to either meet them at that same price point or potentially cut below those price points if Tidux has pricing info that is outdated or is not correct. So we'll see when the full thing comes out. We'll see when Sony does unveil their pricing. But down below, what do you think about these features? Are you going to check out PSVR 2? What games do you want their day one? Let me know all your thoughts down below in that comment section. As you are down there, make sure to check out that description. You can find links to what we talked about here, as well as our Discord, Twitter, and of course our Anchor link where you can watch Road to Part 1. Episode 1 just dropped on Sunday. Big fan of the podcast, but not too big of a fan with the video output if you're watching on YouTube. I am addressing that. It will be better this week, I promise. Thank you all for watching. Like the video if you enjoyed it, as well as hit subscribe to PlayStation Source to keep up with the latest and greatest in PlayStation. Thank you all for watching, and as always, greatness awaits.